Let's see if I can do this right to help out some of the new folks when you first getting started in Parks on the Air. What is Parks on the Air? NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers. Oh, I'm not just the darling old man. I don't have a lot of experience in Parks on the Air. I've been on since November of 2020 when somebody in the local club said, you ought to try out this POTA stuff. Mind you, all my equipment was in the storage unit for 10 years. So I thought about it and took the opportunity to go get the equipment out of the storage unit, plugged it in, prayed that it lit up. And ever since then, it's been awesome. A different group of people that you're going to run into. Not everyday amateur radios, but a unique quality and type of person you will find here in this particular operating experience. Now, when you first start in POTA, Parks on the Air, none of you want to read the frequently asked questions section. It's too boring, too many words. But really, it's very beneficial to you. So whether you sit down and try to read it all at once or you sit down and read a little bit at a time, it's just like eating. You eat until you get full and you stop. Would really appreciate if you take the time just to glance by and see some of the different things that go on. POTA, Parks on the Air, working a specified park in the POTA system across the world. At present, 60,000 different parks are out there right now. Worldwide right now. But it's overwhelming when you start to try to figure out why and how come. And so we're going to talk just a few about it, probably 20 minutes or so. So hopefully you'll sit down and ride with me as we chat. Every activator you work goes out on their own and may try many of the best antennas there are. See, there is no best antenna. It's the ones that we have that work. Anywhere from the Wolf River coil, the buddy pole, ham sticks, slinkies, end feds, long wires, G5 RVs, using Faraday cloth underneath a tripod with a vertical on it. There are so many variances, and your location may require you to use a different type of antenna. See, that's one of the things you're going to learn since you've stopped by and are interested in POTA, Parks on the Air. You're going to learn as an activator all the different things that you may wish to have. You're going to learn as a hunter is, how are they doing that? Hunters become activators. People that get into POTA don't normally start by activating and becoming a hunter. Many of us that moved from the hunter side to the activator side liked what we were hearing and wanted the opportunity and the challenges. When you're on the POTA page, there is a section that's called awards. I want you to take for a moment, just if you would, and use that word awards to accomplishments. Because every accomplishment you make within Parks on the Air is a PDF downloadable file. No cost involved to you whatsoever except your time. And there is so many variances of achievements. Again, reading the FAQ will give you a breakdown of all the different types of awards. I'm going to take a moment and start throwing some things for you to think about. Put in the back of your head, write on a piece of paper, accomplishments that you can make as a hunter/activator. So this is new to you. One of the first things that you're going to find is it's a unique, different type of people. They actually want to talk with you. They actually want to have a contact with you. And many times you'll find they'll chit-chat for a couple seconds and then be on the road. It's not like having a long, drawn-out QSO, but having, as an activator, a lot of QSOs through the day or the contacts. Over time, all of a sudden, you start meeting these people at different, we'll use the term hamcation, meet and greets, stumble on into a park and there's somebody with a obvious mobile antenna or a camper with an obvious vertical antenna sitting up. And you'll find that they're a different type of people. No, we don't complain about Geritol, and we don't have to run a KW to talk across the street. And sometimes we call those sad hams, and you're going to have those wherever you go, folks. So don't let the sad ham ruin your day. You're going to have them. That's just the devil's way of getting inside. But needless to say, you as a hunter or activator, you'll more than likely start working towards your worked all states. It's not as hard as one thinks. It's just learning a band propagation. Now we're learning again. We're taking our antennas, we're taking our time of day, and we're following the propagation. Something for us to play with, but not to control. And if you enjoy working all states, let's work all Canada. You can work all Canada, 10 different provinces. And if you've ever looked at the Canadian territory on a map above the United States, there's a lot of space, but there's not necessarily a lot of hams that travel from east to west. So there's a challenge. As you start in your hunting activities, the first questions generally come up with, why do I keep working that person in that same park every day? Don't they ever go anywhere? Working repeated activators continuously is working towards operator to operator, or working repeated different activators in that same park is working towards a repeat offender, is working towards an eagle after you get 5 repeat offenders, which becomes an eagle. That's 100 contacts in that one park. Now remember, you got 60,000 at present different parks. So it's going to be different. But every person you work as an activator, you're the hunter and they're out there, I want you to know they appreciate you. I want you to know that when they go out and plan their routes and they spend their money on gas or their foods or vehicle breakdowns or what, they don't have any of that in mind when they go out. They're just going out to make contacts with you guys and gals on the other end. There are many different achievements that as an activator that I'm shooting for. And let's share some of that with you in case you want to be an activator. activating every park in my state, activating that park 100 times or 20 times. You can do a activation of one single park 20 times. That's a repeat offender. Or go to that park and make 1,000 different contacts. That's earning a kilo at that park. And remember, every different park number you go and activate, you can work towards a kilo. The first kilo is recorded by date and time. Any additional kilos are self-gratification. Now, since you folks are new to Parks on the Air and you're learning the different ways and understanding, I'm going to share some insight. Not every park you're near is going to be a POTA park. POTA parks have stipulations of ownership, okay? And just because they're next to you don't mean they're going to be a POTA park. They have to go through Parks on the Air. We have folks that are designated mapping coordinators for your 4-land, 5-land, 6-land, whatever, for your area. If you find a park that you think should be in the system, ask yourself first, is it city-owned or county-owned? Don't apply. It doesn't meet the criteria. If it's state-owned, or federally owned, it 90% of the time may apply. Now, that information, along with the grid information, if you have it, send it to your mapping coordinator. They are the final decision making in that area. And folks, since you're new, understand this. That's a volunteer person taking time out of their full-time job or full-time retirement, whatever. They're the ones that make the decision. They are following the guidelines of POTA, Parks on the Air. They are not doing it personally because of friendship and all that. They have guidelines that they have to follow. So if they advise you that it's not qualified, it's okay. Let it roll off your back and go on and just enjoy. There are 60,000 parks right now. And just so that you guys and gals on the East Coast know it, we got it made for the number of parks compared to those on the Midwest or western part of the United States. So you're going to hear a lot more Eastern or East Coast parks being activated quite frequently. Just remember, work them. Work them is all you have to do. Now, hunters, you're sitting there logging it on your laptop or on your personal QRZ page or whatever. You do not have to upload a single log to POTA. You put it wherever you want at your own residence. If you're logging on NC4XL or Club Log or whatever, that's your source where you send it as a hunter. But your contact with an activator is only confirmed when that activator uploads that log or those logs when they get to where they're going. And remember that it's up to them. As an activator, you're going to bust a call. You're going to inverse an iPaper log, so I sometimes reverse a letter. I don't know if it's dyslexia or just old age, but I have to watch myself. And if I have an issue on a log, I don't upload a second log corrected. I contact the help desk first. Volunteers, remember that, folks. They're volunteers. And they will direct you what to do. 99% of the time, it's our error as an activator, generally speaking, and it is a correctable issue if we do it in proper sequence. Once you've received notification, and again, once you receive notification that the log has been removed, then upload the new log. Do not upload the corrected log after you found you had an error on the first log, because then it's going to create a mass of confusion. That's to help the activators. There is no best antenna. Okay, folks? There is no best radio. And that question comes up all the time. What's the best device? What's the best? One of the things that you may ask is what folks are using. But again, every operator is different. And I'm going to talk about the activators here, and then I'll finalize, just so that you hunters have an understanding why certain people do certain things. But if you're out activating a park and you're on a device, don't get mad. It don't make a difference if you know their name is Joe or Joseph. You'll learn that over time on the air. But many people that are using devices are waiting for that device to load up the name so they can call the person their name. I paper log. I'm one of a kind. I promise you, I am one of a kind. But I do everything on paper, and then I put it on N3FJP. That's my logging software that I prefer. So when I know somebody's name, it's from learning and typing it in their call on my logs, and general conversation on the air. That's how we grow as a fellowship and friendship base for me, myself, and I. My battery on my paper doesn't go out. If I spill coffee on my paper, it's still there. And I've heard too many folks that their battery died and they didn't know what to do. Always take paper and pencil with you as an activator. 2 is 1, 1 is none. Have a backup for your backup if you have to. But don't let the sun blind you on your device, or your little fat fingers screwing up and hitting the wrong key, and then the frustration level starts. No, just write it on paper and go. But that's just me. You do it whatever way works for you, but understand sometimes Murphy gets in the way. Lastly, I've got about 4 minutes to talk. I try to keep my videos reasonably driving time. Activators, hunters, pay attention. Activators, they're all different. Hunters, we are all different. And one activator out in a park, and there's 100 of you calling all at once. It is very difficult sometimes, especially when the band's open well, to pull out a call. So as a hunter, I'm going to ask you to start learning and listening to how your activators operate their activation. And every one of us are different. Okay? Some of us are a hit and get. They get 10, 12 contacts and they're gone. That's all they want. Okay? Some of us will sit and be crazy like me for 4 or 5 hours and work every person on every band that's available to them and take the time. Some of us are going to be a pile up that you say, oh my God, how do you hear them? Thank you, Hunter, for making that statement, because as an activator, we're going to more than likely take the strongest first. Okay? And some do 1 at a time, some do 2 or 3 at a time. Some do like me, log it on paper. I'm not on a device, remember that. I log it on paper, and I can run 8, 10, 12 contacts right in a row and go back and work them. Okay? So as a hunter, listen how your activators working the pile up. Is he taking the first call? Is he taking the last call? Is he taking tail enders? Is he taking it by numbers? Is he taking it by districts? Those are things that you as a hunter have to learn as you're doing this, and you'll do it automatically. You'll figure it out. You'll know which persons you want to work and how long you're willing to spend. You'll know that they're going to have a big pile up, so you can go around the corner and go pee and come back, and the pile up is still there. Every activator's different, folks. And as a hunter, every one of us need you. So we have to work together as an activator and a hunter. You learn us how we're going to work you, and we'll get you in. Many of us will call you by name and recognize you. When we go to outings and meet and greets and things like this, then it all makes a lot more sense. Parks on the Air is a very unique family. And I want you to know that we appreciate you taking the time to listen to the video, okay, and to put some thoughts in the back of your head. Go to the awards page, go to the POTA page, and just play around on the page. Type in on the, when you go to My Awards, type in there Eagle, or type in a park number. See what comes up. As an activator, when you type in a park number and read the information, it's going to show when the park was first activated. It's going to show your early shift, late shift times. Those are important things. It's going to show you who the leader is in the leaderboard. Remember, somebody's always going to be number one somewhere doing something. Somebody may have been the top person or has the total number of contacts in that park. That's a leaderboard. It's not an award that you get paid for. It's a self-earned type thing. But spend the time there and reach out to any of the activators and or hunters that you hear that you feel comfortable with to ask questions. If you put it on the funny book page, you're going to have keyboard warriors, whether it's amateur radio, fishing, crafting. It doesn't make a difference. There's always somebody that has an opinion on how to be rude and ugly to other people, and they hide behind a keyboard without a call sign, and they think that they're the best in the world. That happens everywhere. It's not just an amateur radio, so don't. If you want something a little bit more personal, reach out to somebody you're getting used to hearing and or you feel comfortable talking with, and that'll probably get you a better answer than getting on there and having a bunch of people needing some medication or something. I'm sorry to say it that way, but we do have that wherever we go, especially in today's technology where it's instantaneous. I work the park, I upload the log, you don't see you say, what happened? I don't know. I didn't put your call in the log. So thank you for joining. I hope you'll reach out to others, and I hope that your beginning goals will blossom to a point of, oh my gosh, I did not know there were all of these things that I could do. Every mode that's available, you can do Parks on the Air. So 73s, that's another chapter. I apologize for going over by 3 minutes, but you guys and gals are worth it. November Charlie 4XL Lima, North Carolina for extreme lovers. Oh, I'm not. Just Dom, the darling old man. And you might hear my club call out there in November. Charlie 4, POTA on Papa Oscar. There you go. Portable operator 73s.